The womb is the holy grail. Our blood is the most sacred substance on planet Earth. The blood is the most sacred substance on Earth. No wonder that in this dark masculine world, it's been reduced to be seen as something dirty, something cursed, something gross. A time when a woman is crazy. You can't even talk to a woman when she's on her period, right? I heard that, people say it's even evil at some cultures, still, even today. It's a punishment from God to the woman, and even that it's bad luck sometimes. Women take pills to stop their menstrual cycle, to control it. Most women don't really like their menstrual cycle. They think it's a hassle. And I personally love my blood. I love it, love it. And so will you after you get to know it and what it really, really is. There is ignorance and discomfort in our society when it comes to talking and guiding our daughters and the next generation with their menstrual cycle. When I first got my period, my mom explained to me that my body will do this for a few days each month and bought me pads and later tampons. That's really it. But she never actually knew what to tell me more about my cycle because she never learned that from her mother. My grandma did the same. Our blood was a chore we had to deal with each month. Many women around me were even ashamed and fearful of it. In many cultures and religions, the woman is shunned by her tribe, family, or husband. I was not taught all the secrets and wisdom about my own fertility, bleeding cycle, and above all, the gift that it is and how to honor it. When a woman is bleeding, her energy is more mighty than imaginably possible. The bleeding time of the month is a magical time. A time when our spiritual powers are at their absolute peak, women. The truth is, it is the most sacred substance on this planet, like I said. And it is sad that in our society, women are expected to function normally, like in any other day. We have to go to work, we have to be normal, we have to do everything like in any other day, like the menstrual blood is nothing. But it's not true. The menstrual blood time is the time where we have to be alone. This is the time where we are the most connected to the universe, to the mother, to our womb, to the earth, to spirit, to everything. This is the time we can have the most downloads of information, of power, of creation. It is absolutely an incredible time, but because, the best way to handle your period is to actually be alone, not to be with other people, not to be with society, to be just with you, your body, your soul, and the entire freaking universe. It is actually funny that many guys are disgusted by the period, as many women do. Most women refrain from sexual union during the period, not knowing it is actually the most powerful time to do it. Men and women both get so much from the union in this time, mostly spiritually, though many women can experience mind-blowing orgasms at this time as well. I suppose with the low vibration way that humans are having sex on this planet today, it is better if we don't do it in this extreme time. We can actually create more darkness than light. So we must really know what it is and how to use it. Unfortunately, our blood does not get much respect in this society. Our blood is not inferior like the society wants us to believe it is. It makes us creators. It makes us the holders and the keepers of the power of life. That's what it makes us, really. So the true holders and the generators of life force. So we actually bring the divine powers and knowledge and the direct connection to the mother itself. And it starts with our womb. Our womb connects every woman to each other. Our womb is it's kind of like a telephone line, and it connects every woman to another woman. It connects us women to the mother. It's the best connection that we can possibly have. Now, especially when we are bleeding, the time that we're bleeding, like we get the best reception. Basically, that's the time that we get the best reception. So we don't want to go out and talk to everyone and do everything and even work and do the regular stuff. I mean, obviously most of us have to work, but you can come home at nighttime, be alone, take some time alone, sit in the nature, feel the earth, find a tiny piece of land, even if you live in the city, and be alone for a few minutes. Be with yourself before you go to bed. Feel your womb, talk to your womb, say a blessing, just be with it and be with yourself and love your blood. You can ask your womb what it needs. What is it? Put your hands on your womb and start listening to it every day, even if it's a little bit. Just start to realize what is your specific language and the way that you can connect to your womb, because we each have a different way to connect with our womb. So find a way that you can connect to your womb, and it will take time sometimes, because we might say, oh, but that's my ego, that's my mind talking, it's not my womb. It takes time to get to know it. It's your body talking. It's not your mind. It's not even your heart. It's your body. This is what we need to follow. This is what is, my womb is basically my first guiding system. It's my best guiding system. I speak to my guides. I speak to my spirit animal, my inner child, my heart, but my womb is the best guiding system I've ever found, really. As I started feeling the bleeding and listening to my body and womb, I discovered a secret power in my blood. I discovered a gift that was given to me as a female. Not to mention, I was even more connected to my mission and soul gifts. Now I look forward to my cycle each month. My dreams are more intense, my visions more clear. I feel my blood is power. My blood is healing. It connects me to the earth wisdom. My blood is life. We've been living in a world that believes that God is a male. I believe that God is the mother. And the mother is not female or male. The mother, for me, is everything. She's the unity of the male and the female, because remember, the female and the male come from the mother. Everything comes from her. So she's not just a woman. She's not just a feminine. She's everything. Everything comes from her. She's the balance. She's the polarity. She's the unity. She's the perfect union of male and female. And she's asking us to give her back the blood that we've been taking from her and from her children all these years. This is what this video is for, to respect our blood, to know what it really is, and to give it back to the mother, because she really, really needs it right now. So I have a few ideas for you and a few suggestions that I personally received from the mother, and she's been teaching me everything that I know, and I'm so grateful for her. First of all, get to know your cycle, ladies. Get to know it. It's as easy as having an app to control your cycle, not control it, but kind of follow it and get to know it. Start to feel your body. Feel your body and see what it feels like when you're ovulating, when you're in your period. Get to know your cycle. It's so important, because once you get to know it, you're not going to fear it anymore, and you're going to actually look forward to it once you also know its power. I'm looking forward to my blood every month. I'm so happy when it arrives. I'm like, yay, I got my blood, and people think I'm crazy. So remember also, our bodies, they constantly change. Women, we constantly change. Mind, body, heart, soul. We are like this. We're not like the masculine that's always staying the same. We're always changing and shifting. So it's really important to get to know it, so that you can connect to it and know exactly what you're feeling in every day of the month. And also, so you can give it what it needs. Give your body, give your heart what it needs in every day of the month, and learn to ask for what you need. If you need some quiet time, ask for it, and don't be scared, and even talk to people around you and explain to them about the power of the blood. Explain to them about this. If they don't understand, they don't understand. If they do, great. Second of all, talk to your womb. Ladies, this is number one. We don't even talk to our womb. The womb is actually an entity. It's where all life begins. It's where all life is. The whole universe is inside our womb. So put your hands on your womb. Find a way to connect with your womb. Like I said, you and only you know how to connect with your womb. Me personally, I just put my hands on it. I talk to it. I ask it, and I get clear guidance every single time. I like to imagine use my imagination and picture my womb as a whole solar system, as a universe, as, starry night. But you can imagine it in any way that suits your belief system. So yeah, talk to your womb. And now through the womb, remember, it's our telephone line. We can speak to the mother. We can speak to our sisters. We can send healing and love to our sisters, to our brothers, to the universe, to the mother especially. We can hear everything through the womb also. So listen to the mother. Talk to her. Talk to yourself. Clean your womb. So important, ladies. Clean it spiritually, emotionally, and physically on all levels. Now, remember that the womb is the seat of life. It's the holy grail. If you eat dead animals, if you eat a lot of toxins, you're basically poisoning your holy grail. This is a seat of life and you're putting death in it. So think about that. Just sit with it for a minute, okay? It's really important. Whatever you put in your body stays there, and the energy especially stays in your womb, okay? So think about what you're eating. Now, I'm not going to have a whole video about veganism. I don't even like the word veganism because I don't think that being vegan is something unique and separate. I think our natural body wants to be vegan and just eat fruits and vegetables from the earth. That's what we should be eating. Just think about that. Feel it out. Your body will tell you what you need and what you don't need to eat. But remember that this is the seat of life. And if you put death and suffering and pain inside of it, you're destroying it completely. You're closing your channel to your womb. It's really, really important. Now, ex-lovers. Clean your ex-lover's energy from your womb. Even if you're single, even if you're with another man right now. Doesn't matter. You need to be clear from all ex-lovers and men who's been inside your body. Clean their energy. What I like to do is to use the violet flame. The violet flame is the most powerful imaginative image that can clear all these low energies or energies that doesn't fit me anymore. You just sit. You can make a magic spell. You can create your own magic spell. Don't even follow someone else's magic spell. Listen to your heart. Your womb can even tell you. You can write down the names of all your lovers. Send them love. Send them blessings. Thank them for everything they gave you, everything they taught you, and imagine the violet flame inside your womb clearing and burning everything that doesn't serve you anymore. Make sure your womb is completely clean so you can connect with it and you can call the phone and there will be no interruptions. Walk barefoot on the earth as much as you can. When you bleed, even if you have a yard, if you find a place, even in the ocean, you can go in the ocean and bleed inside the ocean. You can walk on the ground and bleed into the ground. Just be naked and bleed into the ground if you can. If you can't, if you live in a city, put your blood in a little tiny cup, and go outside, throw it in the ground. Now, when you put your blood in the ground, that's a very important moment, like a magical moment where you can connect to the mother really, really strongly that way. So I suggest in the beginning, do it alone. Set your intentions, give praying to the mother. Whatever you feel like you want to tell her, give her back the blood that we've been taking from her. The world has been destroyed by the dark masculine, but it is up to us, the divine feminine, to bring it back. So let's use our blood for good. A lot of people use dark magic, and they use the power of blood, but they use it in a dark way. They actually use sacrifices. They kill animals, unfortunately children sometimes, and people, and they use the blood in a very dark way. We can use the most powerful blood and give back energy and healing to the mother. And by doing that, we're giving energy and healing to everyone and everything. So let's do that, sisters. You can use it, and you can create your own ritual with love, with light, with intention. Give back your blood to the earth. If you have a man who you feel like he's in his divinity, who understands these energies, bring him into your ritual. We need the man to be in our ritual. It's not like it's just us women and that's it. No, we need the divine men to join us, but we need divine men. We can't just have any men joining this energy. In the far past, when the goddess energy was still worshipped, men were terrified of it. They considered it holy, some with awe and some with fear. Unfortunately, those who feared it the most were the same ones who wished to strip away its powers and truth. But this is a power that cannot be destroyed. The moon blood was supernatural. It was considered to be a spirit, a powerful force. Religion has created a false story that a woman must stay away while she is bleeding, for she is impure, cursed, even evil. Even if it's not talked about, most people have that same subconscious belief ingrained in them today. Society calls a woman moody, sensitive, and scary to men while on her monthly cycle. But the real reason is that a woman that's bleeding is so powerful, so in tune with the universe, that the people around her feel it, knowingly or not. Most women today suffer from their own power. They don't feel it anymore. This explosion in their womb, this life force. A woman has the potential to move worlds in this time if she is in her full power. When we have a divine man next to us, and when a man is in the center of his wisdom, he treats the monthly bleeding with respect, with reverence. He allows the woman all the rejuvenation time and space that she needs, and he knows what she's going through. He doesn't really actually know what she's going through, but he respects it, and he gives her time. So he also knows, a man in his divinity knows that if he gives the woman her time and her space to connect to the divine, he in return will get everything from her, from his woman, because that's how a man is filled, by the powers of his woman. You know, we can be filled alone. We can be filled from the universe, from the mother, by ourselves. We don't need a man to be filled. But a man is more filled with his divinity by the power from the woman, basically. So a smart man and a man in his divinity will understand the menstrual cycle, like he will understand the feminine power and how it works. And he will give her time, space, and respect, and whatever she needs. And they can do the work together. So you can have sex during your period. I know that our society has been talking a lot of shit about having sex during the period. It's disgusting. It's ugly. Most women and most men don't even want to think about that. They think it's disgusting. But really, if you just put aside that it's really just blood, right? We all have blood and you came from this blood, all of you. So if we put that aside, when you're having sex during the bleeding time, think about, because it's the most powerful time of the month, think about how much you will get from it, men and women. We've been talking about in the last video the power of the orgasm. So think about you having an orgasm and doing sex magic. Like, you should listen to my last video about sex magic, about orgasms. Think about you having the orgasm during the bleeding time. That is, the power of the sex magic can be enhanced 100 times more. But again, you got to do it with the right partner. You got to do it with the right intentions. It's sex magic. It has powers, and you don't want to be doing the thinking about nasty things or, having the bad intentions. You want to really be focused and know what your intention is, and really, really respect this power before you use it. Remember, it's like a magical wand. You don't want to start whipping it around without knowing how to use it. I hope that by now you understand how important it is to get connected to our womb and to our blood, and to really understand what it is, and to shed light on all the lies and the darkness that's been going on in this dark masculine world. And it's extremely empowering and freeing to finally get to know what we really are and our true powers. Get to know your rhythm and your cycle and your womb and the mother and yourself and your sisters and your brothers. And I love you all. I'm a servant of the mother, and I pray for the freedom and the awakening of everyone on planet Earth. Thank you.